Yes guys, welcome back, and today I'm going to be talking about why your legs are not growing, and also I'll just be going over a bit of my gym session as well. And I got to say, it's bloody hot already here in the UK, and I mean it's just gone 11 o'clock and it's already at 30 degrees Celsius, which is 86 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you are going to a gym and working out in this weather, I strongly advise taking a lot of water. I mean, I've already drunk 5 bottles of water already today, and yeah, I have just got back from the gym, so it's been needed. Alright, so let's jump into a gym session and I'll explain why your legs are not growing. So to start off with, I'm just going to show you an example of the proper way to do a machine row. As you can see, the amount of flexion you can get by just using your lats and back on the machine row here before you actually activate your biceps. So a lot of people just pull through their biceps first. So here's me just showing you exactly how much range of movement you can get using your back and lats before you start engaging your biceps by bending the elbow. And yeah, I do a half body split, so we're starting with back in the gym and then we'll be moving on to legs, and I'll shortly explain why your legs are not growing as much as you would like them to do. And yeah, you may think it might be to do with genetics. That could be a reason, and there is another really big reason why your legs aren't growing, and I'll explain that in a second. So one of the main reasons your legs aren't growing is because you're not doing enough volume on your legs and you're not putting enough strain through them, and you may be thinking, oh, why am I showing you this on a bent over row? Because a bent over row, you're also including your hamstrings when you're doing a bent over row. So with a bent over row, you're indirectly hitting your hamstrings without meaning to. And then we move on to the leg portion. So here my trainer's just showing me the perfect way to get yourself set up for a split squat into a comfortable position. So yeah, your legs aren't growing because you're not putting enough effort into your legs and you're half-assed training them. And I mean, yeah, you may smash them, but you've got to realise your legs are carrying your body all day, every time you walk, your legs are using muscles. So they're already being trained while you're walking and doing day-to-day activities. And here I'm just got a bit of a cramp in my foot, a little bit uncomfortable. But yeah, so when you train your legs, you have to absolutely destroy them. And I mean, I train my legs 2 to 3 times a week. So I'll have 2 gym sessions where I'm doing legs. So it'd be one session will be a pull on the legs, and then the others will be a leg session with push in it. So I'm making sure I'm getting enough volume and enough repetitions doing leg workout. And here I'm just doing body weight because I'm using it more for my balance. And I also play football on a Sunday, so I'm using explosive muscles in my legs every time I push off to run, or when I take a shot. I'm also using explosive fast twitch fibres when I'm striking the ball to give me that power. So yes, another reason you're not growing your legs is because you're not going heavy enough. And I mean, don't go stupidly heavy where you're going to cause yourself an injury, but don't also go too comfortable. You need to get to a point where you are at a rep range of 6 to 8 reps, but you still have one left in the tank, so you can still do your 4 to 5 sets on each leg exercise. So here I am. I mean, I've got 80 kilos, which I mean isn't a lot, but this is after a lot of exercise on the legs, so my legs are pre-exhausted, and as you can see, really pushing myself, and you can tell by my face I'm in a great amount of, I wouldn't say pain, but I'm having to go to that dark place where I'm like, I've got to push through this. So your legs aren't growing because you're either one of 2 people. Number one, you skip leg day, and you might do 1 or 2 leg days per week, but you half-ass it and you won't go all out and train harder than anyone else in the gym, which you need to really be pushing yourself on your legs, because like I said, They are constantly being worked when you're walking, when you're doing day-to-day life, so you're going to have to train them extra hard. And this is an absolute killer leg press set I do. It's a drop set, so start with a weight where you can get 6 to 8 reps on. You do 5, strip it, do 10, strip it, and then do 20 reps. And this is after you've done 4 sets on heavy weight, so you've got a massive amount of volume in there and you're absolutely destroying your legs. And the second person who legs don't grow are the people who half-ass it, and yeah, they might be going to a good rep range and pushing themselves, but they leave too many reps in the tank and they just basically don't push yourself hard enough because they're like, oh, my upper body, I do 4 sets of 10, and they think, oh, I'll do the same on my legs and they'll grow. But you generally need to do about four to 6 sets and try get like 10 to 12 reps, or lower the reps but increase the sets. So do 6 sets of 6 to 8 reps when it's a heavier set, and include drop sets or even micro sets where you will rep out as much as you can, give yourself a 20-30 second break, and then do another 4 reps, have another break, do 4 like a 20-30 second break, and then do 4 reps, and you keep doing that until you cannot get the 4 reps. And as you can see, this leg press is an absolute killer. I hate it, but that's another reason your legs aren't growing, because you don't do exercise which are beneficial for them, and you might not like them, so you're like, oh, I'll just skip it. I mean, I hate this exercise and this drop set, but I do it because the amount of volume and testosterone it releases and builds your legs up. I mean, my legs aren't the greatest at the moment, but they're slowly growing. I've noticed I'm starting to feel my hamstrings are getting a lot bigger, and so are my quads and thighs. So it does actually work properly training your legs. So as you can see, I am absolutely defeated by this leg press drop set, and I'm trying to get to a point where I don't have any forced rest breaks, and you can tell by my facial expression how difficult this set is. And I mean, if you're not training your legs to a point where you're thinking, I wish I never did this is hell, and you have to push yourself into the deep dark place where you have to fight your mind to say, no, it's okay, you got this, you can smash this. And as you can see, I'm absolutely destroyed. And just to say, you don't exactly have to go really heavy on legs. I know I'm going to contradict myself by saying this, but the main important thing is to focus on time under tension and your mind muscle connection to your legs, because then that way you can properly incorporate your muscles you're wanting to use. As you can see, I'm really focusing on time under tension here, making sure I'm squeezing my calves right at the top of it, and basically making sure I'm not half-assing it, proper reps. And I mean, I'm really focused on time under tension and mind muscle connection here. So yes guys, just to recap, so it's a little bit more clearer. So my tips for growing your legs and making sure you're getting the right benefits from all the training you're doing is: 1, make sure you're going heavy enough where it's a struggle on your last 1 to 2 reps, where you still have 1 rep in reserve, so you can still do your 4 to 5 sets. Number 2 is make sure you're focusing on time under tension, because you can just smash your reps out and yeah, it may feel good, but you're not given the weight enough time to really stretch your muscles. And then when you contract, that's how you break down the muscles, is time under tension, and then it rips them apart, which helps them grow when you're recovering on your rest days. And number 3 is make sure you're focusing on your mind muscle connection. So you want to really make sure you can feel a squeeze in your calves, if you're doing calf raises, when you're right at the top of the contraction point, you've got to make sure you can feel that squeeze in your muscle. And it's the same for anything. If you're doing any kind of training, you want to be making sure you're focusing on the mind muscle connection, so that way you can really feel the muscle doing its job. So number 4 is don't sell yourself short. And what I mean by this is don't half-ass your leg training, because they need a lot of extra training compared to your biceps or your chest, because they're constantly under tension when you're walking, because you're using your leg muscles to walk, so you have to train them harder. And also the 5th tip, which is a little bonus one, is train them extra. So say you go to a gym 3 days like I do, I make sure 2 of those days I do legs, and then the 3rd day is like a push and a pull session, because you don't want to overtrain your legs so they can't recover, but you want to make sure you're getting the right amount of volume and sets in to properly break down the muscle so they can recover and become bigger. Anyway guys, I hope that helps, and if you like the video, drop a thumbs up and leave a comment, and try that drop set I do on the leg press and let me know how it is for you, because I find it is an absolute killer. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video.